I've been getting bombarded with questions about what it is that Ant Mound Consulting actually does, what services it provides. Um, well, I thought I'd take it upon myself to let you all hear it directly from me, those of you who don't get an opportunity to talk to me one-on-one. Ant Mound Consulting was established for the purpose of taking the average individual and showing them, helping them with setting up a business, or for those who already have a business that may not be too successful. We'll go in and we'll show them the things that we believe would help that business do better. I've come across so many individuals over the years to whom, they have different reasons for why it is that they're not successful with the business. I've come across so many people who just know that they want to be an entrepreneur, but just don't know how to make it happen. I come across different situations, different reasons for why something is what it is. So, for instance, you have an individual to whom he may have or she may have plenty of money, but they don't really know what to do with it. They simply know that they're tired of doing whatever it is that they're doing, and they need someone to maybe help them put some sort of a program together. So in that case, sometimes what I'll do is I'll simply ask the person, listen, what is it that you enjoy doing? Because what I notice is the most successful businesses, the most successful entrepreneurs typically are doing something to which they enjoy. You'll do better at it. You'll be more focused, more dedicated to it because you enjoy it. Maybe even fun. So with those people, I'll take that list. They may come up with, 5 to 10 things that they really enjoy doing. And maybe we'll narrow that down to maybe 3. Then we'll just come up with a plan of attack to how to make that happen. Need to see if it's realistic, because just because you have money and just because you enjoy doing something doesn't mean that it's realistic for you to get off into that. You have to be realistic about it. So we do the pros and cons, put together a nice little checklist of pros and cons as to do it, not to do it. And if it's something that is worthwhile getting into, we'll now take the necessary steps to make it happen. You have other individuals who their main problem is they don't have resources. So what I'll end up doing is I'll find out whether or not they have a proper plan. If they do, because they probably have already gone through that process. Once I find out that they do have a proper plan, the next step is to give them what they're missing, which is to point them in the direction of funds, resources. Now, that could come as a result of maybe it's in their best interest to go to people that's well within their circles already, put a plan to them, maybe see if they're interested, and they'll give them some money. Maybe they don't need much. I'm finding that the typical number for individuals to accumulate for the average small business, it typically is $30,000 or under. It's not a great deal in the bigger scheme of things. I don't say it like $30,000 is not a lot of money. But what I mean is the average person believes that what is required to start a business is huge numbers, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's not true. So I try to point that out to them. Coming up with 20 to 30,000 is much easier than coming up with hundreds of thousands. So maybe you need to be pointed at the Small Business Administration. Maybe you need to be put in tune with venture capitalists. Maybe it's the banks. Maybe it's just as simple as you just need to save money on your own, and maybe this is something that you need to do a year, 2 years from now. Whatever it is, I'm going to speak plain to you and let you know that. But if finances are what you're trying to get tapped into, we'll come up with some way in which to put you in tune with that. You have other people, their problem is that what they bring to the table is pure unadulterated talent. They're just great at what they do. Whatever that is, they're great at it. So with those people, they may simply need to be coached to a degree. I'll give you an example. You have individuals who everyone wants to be a rapper these days. Okay. The market is saturated. Are you really cut out for all of the challenges that you'll face in that arena? You're super talented. If it was simply about talent, it'd be more people in the system. but you have great talent. I see that you have great talent. You're a lyricist. How do we get you to be successful as an entrepreneur? Well, I just happen to know people in the music industry all over the world. So therefore, maybe we can sit you down and see whether or not realistically you can do that. Because if I can come across an individual who's talented in this arena, I'm not going to push for you to necessarily just be an artist. I want you to be an entrepreneur. But maybe you're not designed to be a CEO of a record label. Maybe you're not made for that. So we'll come up with a plan for you. Whatever it is that you want to do, relevant to small businesses, relevant to nonprofit organizations, because some people are more socially inclined and they want to do something to contribute to the community, not simply from an economic standpoint. So with those individuals, maybe they need help with actually putting together a nonprofit organization. That can get tricky, but we know how to do it. So these are the things that Ant Mountain does. But when we're done helping you set up the business, what we also do is we try to ensure that we stay in your life. You know, some people, you can give them a starter kit, they can get going, they'll take off on their own. Some people, no, they need you to keep your hands on the wheel. Even if you don't keep your hands on the wheel, some people just need you to take it like, you know, the kid on the tricycle. You know, even though they have two wheels back there, they're still a little uneasy. And then others, they need you to keep your hand on their shoulders and just watch them a little bit and ensure that they're doing what they need to do. You'd be surprised how many people are not used to making money, that when they get their hands on a little bit, that little bit is a lot to them, and they don't have the discipline necessary to manage those funds. So it has nothing to do with the success of the business. The failure of the business will not come from things within the business. It'll come with personal shortcomings, like being undisciplined. So that sometimes is a part of what we have to contribute as well. We want to, at Ant Mound, see the average individual to whom society, for the most part, ignores. We want to see you become successful. If you associate yourself with Ant Mound Consulting, we will do everything within our power to make sure that you are across the board. I think there is an element of mentorship that also comes along with this. I find myself, when I'm discussing things with my clients, I find myself in conversations that they've introduced to the table of a very personal nature. I love it. Because if you can get in there and learn what makes a person tick, what makes you so adamant about doing whatever this is you're trying to do, you almost feel invested in it. You know, you want more so to see them successful. It's not simply about the fact that we have a contract and that you're paying me to provide this service for you. I want you to be successful. That is one of the biggest differences that I see relevant to Ant Mound Consulting versus other consulting companies. We take a hands-on approach. We will be there with you until your definition of success is matched. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, we'll do what we're supposed to do. I look forward to continuing to reach out to you all by way of these videos, because I'm told by certain people at the company that this is a good thing to reach out to the community. You know, as I just said, I'm a hands-on kind of person, so I'm out there in the streets. I like to touch people, you know, but if this is a way for me to touch people that I can't necessarily physically touch, so be it. If this is something that you all want me to continue to do, so be it. I'll tend to speak on different issues across the spectrum going forward. And if y'all have any input, any suggestions for me, feel free to log on to our website. Feel free to contact us on our Facebook page. Feel free to call me. Until then, you all have a nice day. Thank you for your time.